Every morning, millions of traders sit down in front of their screens, ready to face the same battlefield. They study their charts, scan for patterns, and tell themselves this time will be different, that today they'll finally follow their plan. But as the market opens and the first candles start moving, everything changes. The calm focus disappears, the plan collapses, and emotion takes over. The same old story plays out again. Overconfidence, hesitation, revenge, loss. And by the end of the day, the trader feels defeated, not because they lacked skill, but because they couldn't control themselves. Here's the uncomfortable truth. 95% of traders lose money, and it's rarely because they don't understand the market. It's because they don't understand themselves. Most people believe trading is about finding the perfect strategy or the magic indicator. But the best traders in history didn't find a secret formula. They found self-awareness. They stopped pretending that discipline would magically appear. They realized that the market isn't their opponent, it's their mirror. Every tick, every candle, every spike in volatility is a reflection of the trader's inner world, their fear, greed, pride, and doubt. You don't trade the market. You trade your beliefs. You trade your impulses. You trade the parts of yourself that you haven't yet mastered. The market doesn't care how badly you want to win. It only exposes who you are beneath the strategy. And until you face that truth, it will keep teaching you the same painful lesson over and over again. To become unbreakable, you must go through a transformation that most never attempt. The process of turning discipline into identity. True discipline doesn't come from motivation or excitement. It comes from facing your own reflection and rebuilding your character one trade at a time. The first step on that path is to confront the mirror. Most traders spend their days analyzing price movements, but in reality, price movements are analyzing them. The market reveals everything you try to hide, every bit of impatience, every trace of ego, every unresolved emotion. Losing trades aren't random punishment. They are feedback from a mirror that never lies. Think back to the last time you broke your rules. Did you hold a losing position because you couldn't bear to admit you were wrong? Did you double down after a loss, hoping to prove yourself right? Those moments have nothing to do with charts. They're reflections of internal conflict. Every forced trade is a confession that emotion still runs your decisions. You can't fix that by studying indicators. You fix it by studying your reactions. The traders who evolve are the ones who stop asking, what's wrong with the market, and start asking, what's happening inside me when I trade? Start by journaling your emotional state, not just your entries and exits, but your thoughts, your breathing, your internal dialogue. Track when fear shows up, when greed takes over, when frustration starts whispering in your ear. Awareness is the first form of control. When you can see your impulses clearly, you can interrupt them before they destroy your account. This is the beginning of true discipline, not fighting the market, but mastering the parts of yourself that have been quietly sabotaging you. The second step is to remove negotiation from your process. Most traders fail because their rules are optional. They promise themselves they'll stick to their plan, but only if they feel like it. Real consistency begins the moment your trading routine becomes sacred. You can't rely on motivation. It fades too quickly. Discipline only lasts when the process becomes who you are. You must make your trading schedule and rituals non-negotiable. Don't decide when to trade each day. Decide that you trade at specific hours. No excuses, no decisions, no internal debate. The brain performs best when the routine is automatic. When you eliminate choice, you eliminate hesitation. Then shift your identity. Stop seeing yourself as someone who's trying to become consistent. Start seeing yourself as a professional who executes with precision no matter what the outcome is. Tie your pride to execution, not results. When your self-worth depends on being right, you'll chase trades just to protect your ego. But when it depends on following your process, you'll finally achieve stability.
And most importantly, rate yourself not by how much you made, but by how well you followed your plan. Success in trading doesn't come from winning trades. It comes from building habits so strong that your emotions can no longer interfere. True mastery isn't endless willpower. It's repetition until willpower is no longer required. The next realization shocks many traders. The most profitable ones are not fearless. They're cautious, almost paranoid. The greatest traders in the world are cowards in the best possible way. They're constantly aware of what could go wrong. They respect risk so deeply that it becomes instinctive. Courage in trading isn't about holding longer or risking more. It's about letting go. Letting go of bad trades, of ego, of the need to be right. Professionals treat risk like bomb disposal. Careful, controlled, precise. They cut losses without hesitation because they know that every hesitation is another explosion waiting to happen. A quick loss isn't failure, it's survival. The difference between amateurs and professionals is simple. Amateurs hold on to losers, praying for a reversal. Professionals cut quickly, protect capital, and move on. And when confidence starts growing too loud, they don't double their size, they reduce it. Because they understand that overconfidence is the enemy that comes disguised as strength. In trading, bravery doesn't make you rich, survival does. But even the strongest mindset isn't enough if your biology betrays you. The next level of discipline lives in the body. When you feel stress, your logical brain shuts down. The amygdala, the ancient fear center, takes over. That's why you click impulsively, why you chase, why you freeze when you should act. The body reacts before the mind even notices. Elite traders train their physiology the same way athletes train for competition. Before every session, they slow their breath, relax their posture, and bring awareness to their physical state. Because when your body is tense, your decisions are reactive. When your breath is steady, your mind becomes precise. A simple breathing ritual can reset your entire system. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold again for 4. That cycle activates the part of your nervous system responsible for calm and focus. Repeat it until you feel your heartbeat slow. Before entering any trade, check your physical and emotional alignment. Are you calm? Are you clear? Or are you chasing something to feel better about yourself? If emotions spike, say it out loud. I'm feeling FOMO, not seeing an edge. That one sentence breaks the emotional loop and gives logic a chance to return. The trader who controls their biology controls their execution. Discipline doesn't begin in the mind, it begins in the body. And finally, the last stage of transformation is realizing that there is no universal system. Every trader searching for the perfect strategy is missing the point. The Holy Grail isn't a setup or an indicator. It's alignment between who you are and how you trade. You can't copy another trader's style. What made them rich might destroy you because your psychology, your risk tolerance, and your emotional triggers are completely different. The best system is the one that reflects your personality, your tempo, your tolerance, your logic. So pick one setup that fits you and master it completely. Don't chase new tools. Refine the one that already works. Build your playbook. Write down everything: how you enter, how you exit, how you size, how you handle mistakes. This becomes your personal operating manual, your trading DNA made visible. Then shift your focus from money to process. Track your execution quality, your emotional control, your consistency. When process equity goes up, financial equity follows naturally, not immediately, but inevitably. And learn to love the boring path. The market rewards patience and punishes excitement. Rules are boring. Discipline is boring, but boredom compounds wealth. The market doesn't need another genius. It needs another professional who can stay calm under chaos. You don't need a better strategy. You need a better self. Discipline is the invisible line that separates those who rise from those who collapse. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your identity. The market is the dojo, a training ground for self-mastery. Money is only a byproduct. The real profit is who you become through the process. So, as you continue your journey, remember this: every trade is a test of identity. Every loss is feedback. Every moment of patience builds strength. The traders who win aren't the smartest,
They're the ones who stay grounded when everyone else loses control. If this message resonates with you, commit to one rule today. Just one. The one that will move you closer to becoming unbreakable. Because in the end, mastery isn't found in charts. It's forged in character. Subscribe, master yourself, trade with soul. I'll see you in the arena.